Hi everyone, Melanie here. Welcome back to my channel. I am outside in the woods enjoying this beautiful autumn's day, and in the spirit of the season where the trees are letting go of their leaves, so too is a good time for us to assess how the year's gone and what we need to improve upon, which inevitably leads to what do we need to let go of, because the old has to go in order for the new to be built upon. Now, my clients often tell me that they're feeling stuck. Feeling stuck because their head is telling them that they know they should leave, but the heart is telling them something different. And the conflict between heart and head in this respect often means that one ends up just feeling stuck, immobile, and it becomes harder and harder to muster up the willpower and motivation to do something about it the longer that this goes on for. And it's easy to fall into a depression. It really is. So this is why I'm making this video, because if you can relate, if you are struggling with letting go, perhaps it's letting go of the fantasy of this relationship. It's really hard when come to realize that this relationship isn't what you initially thought it would be. To say goodbye to what the relationship could have been, that hurts just as much as saying goodbye to the person themselves. To say goodbye is letting go. It is easier to let go when we can come to a place of acceptance. And for many of us, it takes a long while, because we're still in denial. The cognitive dissonance of realizing that it's not working out is just too much to bear. And there's that hope that maybe, just maybe, it can get back to how it used to be. And as time goes on, the creeping realization starts to keep knocking louder and louder in your mind, saying, you're not happy, you're not well, this isn't right. So if you can relate, and if you need some extra help in making sense of all of this, know that I'm here to help. I am a qualified psychosynthesis counsellor, and I am trained to hold space to help you make sense of everything that's happened and where to go from here. I offer impartial advice just to help you consider the consequences of your actions, whether you're to stay, whether you're to leave. Often it helps someone sharing their perspective, and someone who understands the situation and yet doesn't know you, so has no bias. This can be a helpful motivator to help finally get you to do what you've been meaning to do for ages but have been putting off. And understandably so, it is very stressful breaking up with someone, let alone leaving a dysfunctional relationship, especially when you're quite enmeshed in it and you two have become quite unhealthily codependent upon each other. Perhaps your partner's making it very difficult for you to leave. Perhaps your partner is trying their best to get you back in the fog. Fog meaning fear, obligation, and guilt, which often keeps us trapped in a relationship. So if you need some help in this, know that I do offer online virtual counselling and coaching. And I also offer a Q&A service where, rather than provide counselling, this is done through an audio file where I share with you my perspective. You can write to me about your situation. I record an audio which has my perspective and my suggestions. So if any of this appeals to you, please send me an email. My email address is in the video description and in my about section. And if you're not interested in counselling, but you're really interested in learning how to let go, because it's not just about, let me shift arms. Whew, that's better. It's not just about letting go of people and material objects, but it's also about letting go on the psychological level. A willingness to let go of the emotional state that we are in. A willingness to let go of our attachments to our judgments, to our ideas of who we think we are, which helps us to get over ourselves. When we can get over ourselves, then it's easier for us to improve with our personal development. So with my Patreon, if you haven't heard about it already, I started a Patreon in May this year, and so far so good. I've created creative, exciting, entertaining content that helps people learn about meditation and mindfulness. And the reason why I'm focusing on this is because it doesn't matter what your trauma is, what your trauma response is, what your label is, whether it's BPD, PTSD, or you're neurotypical and you just want to learn how to meditate. This is for everyone, because when you are learning mindfulness, when you are practicing being the observer, when you are watching yourself, when you are watching your thoughts, when you ask yourself, am I doing the right thing? Is this serving me? How is this helping me? Asking these questions snaps you out of whatever drama you're stuck in your own head, and it helps you activate your prefrontal cortex for one thing, and it helps you just snap out of it. And with that, you are then better able to discern about what to do next. And the great news is that this really helps heal your brain. It helps with trauma. It really does. If you can do exercises in which you are present, in which you are observing yourself, in which you are giving yourself reality checks. If any of you have read about CPTSD, is it Pete Walker? He mentioned steps about how to manage emotional flashbacks, and this is the main step: giving yourself a reality check by stopping, breathing, pausing, looking around, making sure, okay, I'm present, the past isn't happening again. And in these simple steps, boom, you've activated your prefrontal cortex, and you can then help calm down your amygdala, your limbic system that's gone off because, trauma response. So, if you would like to learn how to become the observer, if you are interested in learning how to better let go, know that I recently did a live stream where I spoke about this, sharing very practical advice about how to let go on the inner level, how to shift your emotions. And if you're interested, then the link to my Patreon is in the video description. I would very much like your support there. And I'll leave it there. So I hope that you're having a beautiful autumn, and more videos to come soon. Bye for now.